for more assistance, for more help, depending on the demand. Because I believe that there are always reports and requests that are coming. There are always proposals that are coming. It is up to us now, to that office, to set up an advisory body that can help also to seek ways of getting extra funds, not only in Kenya, not only around the Nairobi County, but also with international bodies or international organizations. It is there and it is possible. And that is what I intend to do given the opportunity.
What do you expect to do with the little that is there? You talked about a lot of things earlier on, and looking at the Affirmative Action Social Development Fund, we couldn't quite cover all that. Would you still be lobbying?
I will still work with what I have. As I said, I will organize people into groups. Maybe we will go one step at a time. We may have many groups, but we will be telling the groups, this is what we have for now. This is the number of people we can finance for now, and the number of people we can support for now, so that the work keeps going. There will be no saying that kazi haifanyiki ati tunangoja ati pesa. We will be looking for money as we support others to go on. So I don't think we will say that money is not enough. We will start with what we have, start to support people with what we have, as we lobby for other funds to continue.
And Mora, looking at your background, you are an advocate of the High Court, and Article 97 talks about the roles of the county women, the county MP, or if you like, the women rep. And you do remember before he exited office, Emeritus Chief Justice David Maraga talked about disbandment of Parliament because of the actualization of the 2/3 gender rule. You are an advocate. How will you advocate for more seats and to ensure that the women get the pharmacy seats that they deserve, and also elective seats as well?
Actually, in the past few weeks, there's this list that was forwarded to the IBC, whereby most parties, I think like 9 parties, had not met the 2/3 gender rule. Someone went to court, and the same was said it could not be enacted this year. But I personally, as Mora, once I get the opportunity to get that seat, I'll make sure this goes back to Parliament and the 2/3 gender rule is effected. Because if you look at the positions, if you have been able to look at the nomination list of various parties, we will get like we have less than 10 women out of the 70 people that have been, their names have been forwarded to the IBC. So I'll ensure, just like other laws are being effected with a lot of certainty, I'll also ensure the 2/3 gender rule is looked at into properly, so that women also have space to lead us as a country.
Can I add on something to
Yes,
that?
please.
Now, according to me, in my view, I'm looking at Nairobi County and the position of women rep here. For us, I realize that for us to be able to reach this 2/3 gender rule, to meet the threshold that is required, I felt like, for example, Nairobi, if it can be sectioned into 4 to 5 zones, because as a county it's big for one person to manage, but if it's sectioned into maybe 4 or 5, then we can have, for Nairobi, if it's divided like that, then you can have like 5 women representatives here in Nairobi. I believe if in other counties the same thing is done, we'll be able to get more women directly into Parliament, and if possible, we're able to meet this 2/3 gender. Instead of waiting to fight in Parliament, the women who are there, the men who are there, it has been wrong. We have demonstrated there at Parliament, outside Parliament, and we're not seeing any result. But we can work with what we have. We can easily create offices for women representatives, not only one in Nairobi, but more, if possible. It's workable because we are the taxpayers, we are struggling. If you want services to reach us down there, let's create the right offices that can be able to do this work. Because we might be blaming someone is sleeping on their duties, but maybe they're overwhelmed and even they don't know how to implement these offices, despite they have been there, they're veterans in politics. But it also needs a lot of lobbying and negotiation for things to be worked. Not only to wait until Parliament for us to set this thing, but if we can be able to create offices, extra offices for women to seek these seats here in Nairobi. It's possible.
Let me just
I
add
beg
also.
to differ with my colleague.
Let me just add.
A minute for
Just a minute. Because if we were to create more positions for women, it will mean an extra burden to the taxpayers. We are already crying as a country. The taxes are too high. We are the ones paying these politicians, or rather these leaders. So if we say we are going to slot more positions for women, then it will mean more burden to the taxpayers, which will be quite unfair. I think still we can always push for this two-third gender rule. I believe we women are the most registered voters, and if we can push more women into leadership. Like if I can give an example, there's a word, I think let me use an example of Matupen Spring Valley ward. This ward had like 3 women aspirants and for the MCA position. But it's very unfortunate that, no, it was 4 women and 3 men. But unfortunately, a male was voted in. Again, if you look at the nomination list, like I had said before, those that have been nominated, the largest number is male. You see, when it comes to this nomination list, we can equip those two, we can be able to add more females than males when it comes to the nomination list, so that we can ease the burden on the taxpayers.
Mary, what are your sentiments
Me, I
of
was
that?
saying-
Because looking at the two-thirds gender rule,
Yes.
the country has never been able to actualize it. Look, we had to, in the 2010 constitution, to put in the county MP or the women rep position.
Me,
And also looking at the list that was given by political parties, you also affiliated to a political party. They were not able to actualize that. How will you lobby for that? She has talked about increasing the positions, which Mora is opposed, because she's talking about that will increase the burden, and it's true, it's going to increase the burden on Kenya's taxpayers.
For me, I don't think we should really increase the workforce, but it's a subject that has crossed my mind, and I was thinking we should actually put into law a situation whereby if we have a governor that is a man, the deputy must be a woman. And if we have a president that is a man, the deputy must be a woman, and vice versa. And this way, I mean, we are not overstretching the workforce, but we're just saying give the women the space. Either way, where there is a man, the deputy must be a woman. And if the head is a woman, the deputy must be a man.
But unfortunately, that will have to go to Parliament.
Yes.
But you will be in, and it's not a prophecy, but we are bound to end up with more men in Parliament than women, and seeking the amendment of such a law that will require a man and a woman to interchange positions will be a tall order, don't you think?
Definitely.
If it is made into law and we do want to achieve the two-thirds
The
gender
question
rule,
is, making it into law will require a majority of which
we
the
may
men
not have.
in Parliament, right? And we are bound to have a Parliament that has more men than women. How can
Then
your...
it's to not be the women who are the majority voters. Okay, the numbers are almost 50-50, but still the women are the majority voters. It's to lobby them to make sure that they vote in more women candidates, because if we are going to achieve this two-thirds gender rule, we have to rely on the women to make sure that they vote their own and to start supporting their own women. That's the only way then we are going to get it.
All right, I would want us to finish this discussion, but I see you, the two of you have, you also have some sentiments.
Yeah, just a
Let's start with you,
yes,
Cecilia.
confirm with that, because what I'm trying to say is that for the reason why I'm saying that, why we are saying that women are not voting in their fellow women into government position, it's not necessarily because it still goes back to these women. Are they empowered enough? Because most of these women leaders, the ones we are seeking this position, we are not empowered the way our male counterparts are. So it's easy, because the way Kenya now, our system has been, we have actually changed the system of electing leaders. It is that the one who gives you something more is the one that you identify with as a leader. But one who has ideologies, who gives you direction on how to get empowered, how to empower yourself, you don't see that as as a leader. So what I feel we need to do, if at all we need to rely on the voters to help us get these women into public offices, is that we need to sensitize these people. We need a lot of civic education, not only during elections. It's supposed to be entrenched also in schools. I don't know why civic education was removed in school. Because most of our children who come out of school, they don't even know what elections are all about. They don't even understand why some of these things. Because me, when I was in school, we learned some of these things in school. But now, according to what they're being taught, civic education is not there. People don't know about their rights, about these elective seats, about all these offices, the ministries, what their responsibilities are. And I feel if people are enlightened at that level, they will want to know more. Our girl child will want to know, okay, so we need more women there so that we can do so. They'll come out of there and want to be part of those women who want to support fellow women. But if you say we just go and wait until election, now we want to tell them, can you vote a woman? But we have this organization, they're out there during election, but after election they disappear. Why didn't they practice that sensitization throughout? So that by the time elections come, it has been entrenched in the minds of the women, in the minds of the youth. They see the importance of having a women leader. And as women leaders, we need to show by example. If we say that we are the right role models, let us show it. The ones who are already in the office, let us practice what we say. Because I believe this seat of women rep was brought because it's believed women have more heart. Tuko na roho ya nyama, si ya jiwe, so that we have feelings for others. And this women rep seat is meant to uplift or to touch the lives of our people. When we see people, even the time of COVID, it was so tough for many, but I'm hearing even during election, now nobody's talking about it. I didn't see these leaders coming down to their people, helping them. But now during campaign, they're running around. Yeah? But when this time they really needed their support, they were not there. Now it's up to the people of Nairobi, the people of Kenya as a whole. Look at our leaders. Can we identify the ones who stood with us when you are in need?
Okay.
Not because now they are in need, because they want position.
All right. Delvin, you wanted to add something to that?
Yeah, I wanted to add something to that. Once more, you see, if we this thing, either way, it has to go through parliament by all means. Because as much as women are the most voters, they don't vote their fellow women. I don't know why they fail. Like my colleague has just said, it could be the lack of civic education, which is very, very important. But once they understand the need to vote in their fellow women, it will also help us balance the two-third gender rule. And when it comes to nominations, my other colleague here, Mdachi, said that we need, maybe if it's a president is male, we need a female president, a vice president. But what I could say, still men will be higher in parliament. But when it comes to nomination, I'll still insist on nominations. If we've elected maybe a male senator or a female senator, we have 16 slots that are meant for nominations as senators. In these 16 slots, we can be able to balance the number of women that can get these nomination slots as senators. Same to the county assemblies and to the national assemblies. And that way we will be able to achieve the two-third gender rule.
Indeed, and when we come back, we will be also looking at how you intend to also work with the 85 county wards so to actualize your agenda. But for now, let's cross over to Uhuru Gardens.